What's up guys, this is Kopbra here, aka 996 Ajax, and today I'm going to be doing a build video, a guide for Garen. Garen has been one of my favorite top lane champions. He's my favorite champion actually. When I first started playing out with him, I've played him ever since I was like level 1 in that beginners tutorial thingy, and yeah, I've been playing him since then, and yeah. So straight away we get into a fight already. Lulu sends her things into there. I Q right into Garen and it starts. Darius, and it starts spinning all over him. Then I pop out my ignite and flash, just in case I finish him off. Unfortunately I got slowed by Xin Zhao, and that flash didn't really work out perfectly, and I died in the process. But then it was a good trade-off because in the end I got first blood anyways, and since I escaped with a tiny bit of health. So yeah, well, how should I start this? Because this is my very first build video ever on my channel. So typically I take my Q, which is my decisive strike first. Why I take my Q instead of my judgment first? Well, it's because mainly of the speed up. The speed up is quite efficient when you don't have to start with boots first off. Plus, the extra damage you can deal from your decisive strike and the silence you can emit. So, it's a really good skill to start off with. And yeah, so by level 2, I typically take my judgment. This is the place where you need to have both your decisive strike and judgment leveled up, at least to level 1. Cause, yeah, I believe we get into a team fight right now. Yeah, not a team fight, but a fight. I start running away, and then I come back in because now like I decisive strike Darius, killed him. Then start spinning all over him. Xin Zhao has a little bit of health. He's trying to juke us. Trying to escape. In the end, Lulu gets the kill. You can see that I use my decisive strike to try to speed up and get in, and Lulu takes the kill in the end. So it was pretty good that we managed to get both Darius and Xin Zhao dead without anyone getting like dying from our team. So typically I take my E level 2 because, well, by then you must have both your decisives and judgment. Your judgment, you start spinning all over for a few seconds, and yeah, you deal damage over time as well. So level 3, I usually take my courage with my W. Courage, passively when you level it up, it gives you increased armor and magic resist, and when activated, it gives you more, I believe, more armor and magic resist, and crowd control duration shortened as well. So that's really, really useful. You can see by now I'm level 5 already, and yeah. So we get into another fight now. I pop out my courage. I thought they were going to come, and now I pop out my judgment to spin the minions. Get Darius as well. So here I pop out my decisive strike. Unfortunately the speed boost slowed, but then Xin Zhao came out, and then I managed to able to decisive strike. And now that I start spinning all over him, I managed to kill Xin Zhao, and then right from cooldown my decisive strike came out. So I was managed to get a double kill. So yeah, that was pretty awesome. So after level 3, you technically max out your E first, because that's your main source of damage. Your spinning over time can really have an effect on the enemies up at top lane, basically anywhere, because Garen is a tanky sort of bruiser champion. He's really good at being tank, and really good at dealing damage. So after I max out my judgment, then I max out my decisive strike. Decisive strike. The higher level it is, the longer the silence is, I think, and the more damage you deal. Anyway, so and lastly, I max out my courage as my W, and I take my ultimate, which is my Master Injustice when available. And here we get into a team fight. I silence and I spin all over Darius. Unfortunately, I flashed and I got slowed. So then I turned my ultimate to Xin Zhao. He died, but I died to the turret shot, unfortunately, and Lulu gets spun over by Darius. So it's not the best of trades, but since we already pushed their top turret down, I guess it was alright. Like, it wasn't really worth it too much, but yeah. So Garen's ultimate, which is the Mercy and Justice, is basically the Sword from the Sky. It deals 500 magic damage when you use it, and it deals more for each block of health missing from the opponent. So yeah, moving on to my build. I usually always start out with Garen with a Doran's Blade. Why Doran's Blade instead of Boots and Pots or something like that? Well, as I said before, I usually start with my Decisive Strike first. My Decisive Strike gives me that temporary speed boost, which can help me get back into lane quicker. And yeah, so Doran's Blade, it gives you that added health, as well as attack damage, which helps Garen, and the lifesteal, which can help with your passive, which is what was it called? That passive. Anyway, Garen's passive, Perseverance. Yeah, there we go. Perseverance. Gradually regenerates Garen's health back by a certain percentage of his maximum health after 7 seconds of not taking any damage. So that's really useful for staying in lane as well. Typically, I like to take another Doran's Blade the first time I go back, so I have more sustain back in lane. And by then, I would have picked out my boots already. For boots, you just take Ninja Tabi or Merc treads, depending on the enemy team or who you're up against top lane. If the enemy team consists of mainly magic damage, then take a Merc treads. Or if they mainly consist of attack damage, then take your Ninja Tabi. Also take into consideration your opponent up top lane. So here, I kind of overextend and they both come for me. So aim for Xin Zhao because he's on the lower health. He gets to about 200, then I pop out my Ignite. Unfortunately, he starts to escape with a little tiny bit of health, and Darius slows me from the back. Seeing Darius with no mana, so I start spinning all over him. Then I pop down my ulti, which doesn't finish him off, which my basic attack finishes him off. And I turned that situation from me being to like an awkward position to a kill and almost another one dead, just escaping barely. So the first main item you mainly build for Garen is Warmog's armor. I technically don't build here Nidalee needs some help, so I go down and I decisive and judgment all over. So now I start to aim for Karma, and then one decisive strike finishes off and Corky gets away. So I save the teammate there as well as helping me feed myself. Yeah, anyway. So the first main item I get is basically Warmog's armor. Why Warmog's armor, not any attack damage? Because you basically want to be tanky early game so that the enemy champions don't really aim at you more often. But at this stage when you get Warmogs, you should be dealing plenty of damage already. So why get Warmogs? Well, Warmogs, because of the increased health, and also the health regen, which helps your passive regenerating your health over time. So the next item after Warmogs I take is Atma's. By now you should be pretty tanky already, and by getting Atma's Impaler, you should be getting full usage of that. Now you see Karma and Corky there, they're trying to get the turret, so I come in and I start spinning all over Corky and I get the kill. Then I decisive over Karma, which silences her, she can't use anything, and my basic attack finishes off for a double kill. And afterwards we take the tower. So by now you should be getting Atma's Impaler, because you should be having plenty of health, and that plenty of health can be used to convert into attack damage, as well as that armor providing you against the attack AD champs down at bot lane and stuff. So after Atma's Impaler, I usually take Maw of Malmortious. Now, you can take a Maw of Malmortious or a Mercurical Scimitar, but I usually take a Maw of Malmortious because of the magic resist. At this stage, you already have armor, and I like to take magic resist up against the mid champions. And also, Maw of Malmortious also provides an extra shield, which can be handy when you get down to low health. After Maw of Malmortious, and also Maw of Malmortious also gives attack damage as well, I forgot to say that. Pretty soon we're about to head into a team fight, as you can see, I should be the one going in there. I started my decisive strike, then I see, whoa, my team's not ready. All 4 of them were going to come for me. So when they were ready, I finally came in. I couraged, and then I started spinning all over them. I ignited and dropped the hammer on Corky, which finished him off after he flied over the wall. There Sinzao dies and Darius dies. I managed to get an assist, spinning all over Annie, and I get my double kill as well. So yeah. At this stage, they don't really attack me because I already have almost built my Warmogs, but I already have like heaps of health. So yeah, typically after Malmortious, I usually take a Sunfire Cape. Why Sunfire Cape? Because more health with the Atma's Impaler means more damage, and that and you're getting pretty beefy and tanky already. So by getting more tanky, they surely won't aim at you too often anymore. And also that Sunfire Cape also deals magic damage to surrounding enemies who are caught in that fire. So Sunfire Cape is definitely a good item on Garen. And lastly, I finish off with my Guardian Angel to give me more armor and that extra chance of revival afterwards. Some other items that are pretty useful for Garen, which are Mercurical Scimitar, as I explained before. If you've taken the Malmortious first, you could always get a Mercurical Scimitar if you want. It provides you that magic resist, and yeah, ignore this. I get into a 1v4 situation. I almost killed them, but they were actually too hard for too hard for me to handle, and basically I was all on cooldown. There's also another item which is quite useful, which is the Thornmail. Especially up against the AD champs, like something like Sinzao or something who's fed. You can always return some magic damage to him, and Youmuu's Ghostblade is not a bad option either, as well as Black Cleaver. So for runes, I usually take armor penetration marks, armor seals, magic resist per level glyphs, attack damage quintessences, or armor penetration quintessences. I can't say it right. Sorry about that. But you typically it's up to your choice if you want to take attack damage or armor penetration quintessences. I can't say it right. I never do. So yeah, that's basically my rune. So here I start to engage. I take all the damage. Ready for my team to engage. Then I start spinning all over Darius. Pop my ignite and then ulti on him. Then now I start my decisive strike, which silences Karma. Then I start spinning all over Annie, and I picked up an assist on Annie there. So for Masteries, I usually take a 2190 Mastery because of the attack damage, and yeah. Some people would rather take like 16-14-0 over Garen, but I usually don't take that because yeah, if you want to be tanky, you could take that, but I usually go attack damage. And here, the last chance for them, we finished them off quite easily. So and then they surrendered after this. So yeah, it wasn't too big of a game, but you could see the destruction that Garen can do anyways. But yeah. So let me just basically I just finished talking everything about the build and guide for Garen. If you want to know more about why I put these items and stuff, feel free to inbox me or comment down below. But anyways, I'll be just leaving some of the stuff in the description anyways. So I hope you guys enjoyed my very first build or guide video for Garen. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.